Today we are visiting
Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
I wish we were going to the real Downton Abbey, but it's really far.
Yeah.
So we are going up to Skokie to go to the Downton Abbey exhibit. You might remember if you watched our Titanic vlog that we went to the Titanic exhibit there a little while back, and now we are heading to the Downton one.
Yeah, super excited. We haven't run the Metra yet, but
yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
It'll be an adventure. So first things first, we're gonna get some coffee. Coffee acquired. So we are now heading to the Metra train line, which is basically just like kind of diagonal across the loop. So we're just making our little walk there this morning. We have a bit of a walk, and then like what, a 40-ish minute train ride? 45,
yeah,
maybe?
I don't know. It depends, I guess.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out. We haven't done the Metra yet, so this will be a new experience for us. And then I think we have a bus. Yeah, I can smell the Garrett's popcorn. Oh my gosh. It's always so tempting when I go by there. I always want Garrett's. It's not open though, so we can't get any this morning. And then, so once we get there, I think we have a bus ride to the mall where the Downton Abbey exhibit is. The Italian Village is one of the older restaurants in Chicago. I can't remember what year it opened. Do you remember? Maybe close to 100 years. Yeah, it's up there with Berghoff. So this is very close. Actually, we'll walk this way. This is very close to like basically the way that I walk to work, because we're not in Madison yet, right? Yeah.
No.
And so I just feel like I'm walking to work right now, which is really funny. So because the train station is like very close to where I work, so it just feels like I'm going to work. But actually, it's Saturday, and this is a lovely garden that I walk by every morning. And I always think how nice this is. And I think it's part of this like building right here for people to like, you know, bring their lunches out and just have a nice place to sit and enjoy. It's beautiful. Okay, so we just came up to the crossing of the river at Madison, which is where we need to go to get to the train line. And they are raising the bridges right now. So we are heading over to Washington to see if we can get across over there real quick before they have to raise that one, I guess. But at least we do get to walk by the Civic Opera Building, and I always enjoy this walk. It's so beautiful. Alright. So that was the bridge we were going to take. As you can see, it is being raised currently. Oh yeah, there's the boat coming through. They do this for like the sailboats and stuff to get out to the lake. So I think it happens every Saturday and Wednesday, I think? Yeah, Wednesdays and Saturdays, just like the fireworks. So that the boats can get out to the lake. They do it, I think, through May and June. Yeah, so here we are, last weekend of June. This guy's last chance to get out, I think. It's starting to lower now. We are looking for track 13 right here. Are you buying tickets on your phone? All right, so we made it on the train. We're on this like upper level, and we get about a 30-minute ride. I think we'll be leaving here in a few minutes, at least at 8:30, just a couple minutes before that, and then we'll catch our bus and get there. You were saying that this is a lot faster.
It's not as fast as like the red line. Like,
well,
like the red line gets like
the subways are so fast.
But it's definitely a lot slower. You know, like
the bus says it's going to be like, so the buses out here are a little bit different than the ones downtown. They are more like further apart. So it says it's going to be another like 30 minutes for the bus. So we figured we would start walking the route of the bus and let it catch up to us rather than just staying still.
I think on the weekend, kind of everything is more, the farther you get away from the city, the farther, like, the less spread
frequent,
out.
Yeah, they're coming. So we're just kind of walking it's just literally just down this road. So we figure we'll keep walking by to the different stops and maybe the bus will catch up with us along the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good day to you. It is my happy duty to welcome you wholeheartedly to the world of Downton Abbey.
Immediately upon entering the room, I was captivated by the images surrounding the space and the music from the show. All around the room were these pods that had images of different characters. This room was primarily the family and also kind of the head serving staff. So like the valet, the ladies' maids, Carson, Mrs. Hughes. The pods had various information about history of the time, as well as detailed information about each of the characters. There were also artifacts like this letter here from Miss O'Brien, when she sort of steals away in the middle of the night. This ad for the Charming Charlies. You learn about Carson's past. Also a gift to Carson from the Earl of Grantham. And all around the room were kind of these large images, just like kind of scenes from the home. You can kind of see the tables where they laid out the information about the characters, talked about the history of the time. You can see different props here, like the tiara and necklace worn by Lady Grantham. This is the letter here that Matthew Crawley receives from the Earl of Grantham, letting him know that he's the heir. These are the telegraphs. The first one is about Great Britain going to war with Germany for the First World War, and the second one is about the sinking of the Titanic. This is the necklace and the heart-shaped brooch that Lady Mary gives to Anna for Christmas. The Lady Rose area was really interesting because there was lots of flapper accessories, and it was kind of talking about, the roaring 20s, since she sort of represented the kind of jazz age and the flapper. So there are all these kind of little hubs where they have information about characters, and then also like information about history of the time. So it's kind of interesting because we're just over here at one, and it's talking about like Tom and Sybil's relationship and kind of talking about the history of that time period and how those kinds of things were happening. What I think is really neat about Downton is how they sort of wove in real stories that were happening in history into the story of Downton Abbey, so that you could kind of have characters who experience different kinds of scandal and different relationship things, like Tom and Sybil getting married, which obviously was viewed as bad at the time because somebody marrying beneath them, but talking about how in history that was something that was starting to happen during that time. And so it's interesting how they chose to wove that into the story, and it's really kind of cool how they're interrelating that in these stories here about the characters, and then kind of like real life people who experience similar things. And then they also have, of course, some cool props related to those people in all of these different hubs. So that's kind of this first room area here. In addition to things that you could read and artifacts and things you could look at, they also had these screens up where you could sort of listen, and it would talk through various things, whether it was just about the history of the time or more specific to the show itself. Okay, I think we're on to the like Mary and Matthew area. So this is the little doggy toy that Mary sends with Matthew to war. I love it so much. Once we wrapped up the first room and kind of went through all of that material, we went on into the second area where we were very pleasantly surprised to find kind of the servants' quarters area. It was probably my favorite area of the entire exhibition. It was really, really neat.
Indeed, there you are, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness me, you are managing to get about. All well and good. Please, do look around and ask about anything you see.
I had seen online that Mrs. Padmore's kitchen was built out, but I didn't expect to have pretty much the entire bottom floor all built out for you to walk through. It was so neat to be able to go into kind of the servant hall, see the stairwell where so many conversations happen, and then you look over and you see, oh my gosh, there's Carson's pantry through to Mrs. Padmore's kitchen. It was just really neat. So exciting to be sort of on the set, so to speak. I think the bell wall was one of my favorite things. I so wish we could have gone up those stairs. And Mrs. Padmore's kitchen. I think this was probably the thing I was the most excited to see. We did learn that the table actually had to be cut down for the actress who plays Mrs. Padmore because she is so short. They didn't want her to be on her tiptoes for all 6 seasons. And Carson's pantry. This room was so cool. I loved seeing kind of the wine pourer. I actually don't even know what that tool is that you see him use so much in the show. Of course, you know, the costumes for Mr. Carson and Mrs. Hughes. And then as you went on through, that's where in the next room you kind of learned and had more information about all of the other servants. So the ones that you didn't get to learn about in the first room were included in this room.
This is to see if you are eligible to be a servant at Downton Abbey. See, your employer summons you to the library and keeps you waiting outside for half an hour. Do you knock on the door to remind them, creep away and do something else, stand quietly, and wait to be called? What do you think? I feel like I would knock on the door.
I'm not doing it.
It cracked me up that they recommended me to be the cook. I thought they might want to taste my cooking first, but it was because of my decisiveness. And then in this area, they also had some of Violet's costumes. These are a couple of the dresses that she wore. They were really beautiful. The detail, the embroidery, kind of the different embellishments, absolutely gorgeous. This section here talked about the cooks of the kitchen, so it was about Mrs. Patmore and Daisy. And this was a cookbook from Mrs. Patmore's kitchen, the Butterick Cookbook. And then this section talked about cooking in the big house, like what it was like to cook in a house like Downton Abbey, and it talked about them making 8 meals a day, which was mind-blowing to me. I couldn't even fathom that. In this section here, of course, Daisy is one of my favorite characters. I absolutely love her. There's her school books from when she decides to go back and get an education. And then just like I had mentioned before, with kind of weaving in the history of the time, this section talked about what it was like for educating kind of the working class and what that was like during that time period, because it was something that was growing and happening more often than obviously it had before, creating different opportunities, which was really neat to learn about.
And then in this room here, they kind of had screens on all sides, and you can see here it kind of got made into the library, and then they would open up and show different scenes from the show. It was really cool. So you kind of got to walk through really the whole show. Here it is transforming into the drawing room, and then once again kind of showing scenes happening in that portion of the house. And then we entered a room that was really all about the sisters. This had various things from, props, like accessories here, like these headbands. It had this mirror that kind of showed different scenes from Mary's life specifically. And this, of course, is Lady Mary's bedroom. Another one of the sets they had built out. They also had this TV here, which showed sort of some of the more semi-scandalous scenes that took place in Lady Mary's bedroom. It was pretty funny. As we moved along, there were more costumes along the way. Really enjoyed seeing those. And then I went around the corner and saw the dining room. It was really breathtaking. I'm not sure the camera quite does it justice. It really did feel like you were there, and that was a very beautiful table. On the screen, they were showing kind of scenes from the show, and then Carson was doing a voiceover to sort of talk through various table manners and how to behave and how to, have conversation, those kinds of things. It was interesting. We did learn that the host and the hostess sat across from one another, and sort of the most important male guest will sit next to the hostess, and the most important female guest sits next to the host. In the final room, it was all costumes, and this was one of my favorite rooms. It was so neat. I loved getting to see all the costumes, kind of pick out, I remember the episodes where they wore those. I remember what season. They kind of had them grouped by sort of event. So like the hunting ones you can see here. These would have been kind of dinner wear. This was, of course, the pants outfit that Sybil had made. In a moment, I point out here that this is the dress that Lady Mary was wearing when she's proposed to by Matthew. And these here are just some other kind of like evening dresses. This one here in the middle, actually Mary wears a lot. I think it's in season 2 that she wears this dress quite often. And it was really gorgeous. Loved all the details on that. And then we moved into kind of a wedding area, so you can see how the men would have dressed. And then they had different wedding dresses, like Lady Rose's wedding dress here. And then in another section they had, this is the one Lady Edith wears when she tries to marry Anthony Stralland. And then Lady Mary's over there on the left. And I think the one in the middle might be when Lady Mary marries Henry Talbot. I can't really remember. And this is, of course, Lady Edith when she marries Bertie. This dress was stunning, beautifully made, very well crafted. I was amazed. And of course, Carson and Mrs. Hughes. These are just gorgeous. Some of them were kind of like mid-20s, I think was kind of the time frame around here. All of the beading and the embellishments, really lovely. And I love this outfit of Lady Mary's. This jacket here is gorgeous. I was pointing out the V in the back and kind of that inset portion with that satin piece that cuts down, and just saying, how they don't make details like that in clothing anymore. It's just really, really beautiful.
And the truth is, the place is so rich in stories.
And in memories, don't forget. Some sad, of course, there's no denying. But we can teach you a thing or two about romance and friendship too. And above all, let's remember the laughter. Would you excuse us? We must change for dinner.
All right, we are through the exhibit and back into the gift shop now. And we came here when we came for the Titanic. So we kind of already know what we want, but we're going to take a look around. This book is all about the exhibition, so it's got information kind of about just all of the stuff that they have here in the exhibition that you can take home with you, sort of kind of keep. For all the things that we read here today, and all of the things that we saw. It's really neat. This is Pat Moore's recipe journal. I love all these different journals that they have. Nothing succeeds like excess. Okay, so we're gonna get these two. What is this one? This is the official film companion one. Yeah, that's cool. And then this is the costumes one, right? Yes.
This open one now.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. This is a compendium all about the costumes from the movie, or well, from the show and the movies, I assume. This is great. I'm super excited for that. I do kind of want this wine glass. It says, "There's a weekend." Love it. The other thing that we kind of wanted is this coupe glass. Ooh. Do we need an ornament to commemorate our visit? Our trip to Skokie? I mean, we always say we get ornaments on trips. Is this a trip?
No, it's commemorate our love for Downton.
Yeah, it is really pretty. That would actually look really pretty on the tree because it like glistened nicely with the lights.
All right, what'd you think?
I thought it was great. I loved it. I really loved how much of like the servants' quarters you could walk through.
Yeah.
How you could go into like the servants' hall and into like Carson's pantry and the kitchen.
Yeah,
that was so neat the way they had that set up.
I really liked that they had like kind of the recreation of the sets, kind of like.
Lady Mary's bedroom was really cool.
Yeah.
The dining room was beautiful. Yeah. That was really neat.
Like it almost felt like we were there.
It did, yeah. That was so cool. I thought it was really neat. I think I mentioned this earlier on, but the way that they interwove like what was really happening in history and kind of talked about how like they utilized character stories to sort of tell those stories of like what was really going on in history and in that time, and so it was just really neat.
Yeah.
Obviously seeing the costumes is neat. So yeah, I loved it. What'd you think?
I loved it. It was awesome. I'd highly recommend it. It's not going to be here too much longer here in Chicago.
Oh no, they extended it.
Oh.
It's going to be until September.
Okay.
So we like rushed to get here because it looked like it was going to be closing soon, and I just saw a thing on Facebook that was like extended. So yeah, yay.
Maybe your mom will have time to come get it.
I hope she does because it was really fun. Now we're going to find something to eat and do a little shopping.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are hungry. So we are here at the Cheesecake Factory. There's a couple different restaurants. There's not a ton of restaurants here. There's like some fast places, but there's just only a couple of like sit-down places. We went to Uncle Julio's last time when we were here for the Titanic exhibit because my sister is a huge fan of Uncle Julio's and she wanted us to bring her home some queso. So we decided Cheesecake Factory sounded good. Got a nice big menu, so we're gonna get some lunch and then probably do a little bit of shopping. There is a store here, an LL Bean store, and I love LL Bean, and I didn't even know that they had stores, but they have one here, so we're gonna go in there after we eat lunch.
Did you learn anything that you didn't know already about the show?
Yeah,
we haven't watched any of the special features yet.
The place setting was something that I never really paid attention to.
Yeah, like how they seat people around the table according to like kind of prestige. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, this is. How many times have we watched the show now? Like
I don't know. We've probably watched it through several times.
This is like our
4 or
4th
5 times, maybe. So maybe on our 4th marathon. I think I'm probably on my 6th or 7th because I've watched it a few times without you as well.
Yeah, I do want to watch all of the bonus features.
Yeah, I want to watch all the bonus features and see like how much kind of we might have learned.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think if there was definitely things I learned that I didn't know, but I'm trying to think of what they are. Interesting. What did you get?
Pink lemonade. But
pink lemonade.
Alcoholic.
It looks yummy. I got the Paloma, which has kind of been my drink this summer. I feel like I keep getting Palomas. It's just so refreshing when it's hot out. How is it?
Tastes just like pink lemonade. I'm not really sure there's alcohol in that.
It's actually really good. I'm kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be very good. Very refreshing, for sure.
All right, what'd you get?
You can guess. Chicken sandwich.
Spicy chicken sandwich.
Of course.
So you always get. I got burger. This is a bacon burger. It has like 2 different kinds of bacon on it, and then on a gluten-free bun, which is great. And I love sweet potato fries.
This one?
So Chris got another drink, and when you look at it this way, it doesn't look
strange, but then the angle that I was sitting at, I was like, it's leaning. So it looks like it's so funny looking. I don't think you can really tell on the camera. It's definitely leaning.
So the glass is like melted.
It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. All right, so I went shopping. LL Bean, got myself a couple things. I was really hoping to just get cardigans because, you know, it's summertime, so I wear a lot of dresses to work, but need like cardigans for the office, you know, inside. And I only got one cardigan, and I got 2 fall sweaters because let's be honest, I just like fall and winter fashion better than summer. Pretty much just wear dresses in the summertime. So, but I fell in love with a couple of sweaters. There was one actually I've had my eye on for a while, so I got that one, and then I got another one. And actually, when I checked out, the lady at the cashier, at the cash register said that was a brand new color. They had just gotten it in, and I was like, well, it's a beautiful color, and I love it. So I'm super excited. All right, so what are we doing now? Catch the bus?
Catching the bus.
Yep.
Back to the train.
Bus back to the train. Yeah, bus back to the Metra train so we can get back into the city. You have to go into work?
Yeah, I have to go to work basically as soon as we get back.
Yep. And I'm going over to my parents' house and I'm doing some painting. I'm going to repaint their bathroom. Yeah. I'm super excited about it. I love doing that.
Tonight is fireworks, so it's going to be busy.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
So that was crazy. We were walking up to the bus stop and then we were like, that's our bus! And then we like went running. And he picked us up, so we're on the bus now, which is great. Heading back to the train station. Lucky.
Beverly. Passenger or employee of CTA will be prosecuted.
We are on the platform waiting for the train. We actually have lots of time. We've got like 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes before it gets here.
Unfortunately, the Metro doesn't run as often as the schedule on the weekend.
Yeah, not as often on the weekends.
But
yeah, so it'll get here at like 2:57, and it's only 2:12 right now. So we got like 45 minutes. But we're up here on the platform. At least we're in the shade. And we have a place to sit, so that's nice. Waiting for the train to get here. Okay, so since we have a minute, I'm gonna show what I got. So I did get one cardigan. This is like a navy. That was kind of one of the colors I was going for. Was like just a navy, and it's nice because this is, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like a kind of an open weave to it. So nice, kind of cool for the summer, which is perfect for what I need. Just to put on over a dress. This is the one that she said is a new color. So pretty. So I liked the kind of rolled finish on the neckline. Super cute. Little sweater. It'll be great for the fall. And then this one too. Love this one. This is the one I've had my eye on for a while online. But it's got like multicolored. This is a pretty heavy one, so this is definitely more fall and winter. But it was on sale. So.
Alright, we made it back downtown.
Yep,
well,
back
I guess
in the
we're
city.
on the west side, but
We're just across the river from the loop, so we're really close back downtown, back home. Tired for sure.
Yeah,
like,
it was an exhausting
heat
day.
Heat zapped for sure, but it was really fun. So, really loved going to the Downton exhibit.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Had a lot of fun. Just a nice day out, and we talked about it. We were like, we should do this more often. Like, we should find some of the places the Metro train goes and just go out and like spend a day. It was really fun.
Yeah,
I loved
it was
it.
nice to get to ride the Metro train. It's the first time that we did that.
And it was so easy. It was really
very pleasant too.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it was really nice. Not as many stops, so I didn't get, like, because sometimes I can get a little bit sick on the train, so it was nice not to do that. So, hope you liked this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Love to hear in the comments, have you had a chance to go to a Downton exhibit in your area? Love to hear about it if you have.
And then if you liked our content, you want to see more of it, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.